Police race to the bank. Cops warily close in. And that's when all hell breaks loose.
Suspect inside the building, right here.
Wild surveillance video from inside the North Face store at the Pleasant Prairie Premium Outlets shows what police are calling a mob shoplifting incident.
Expensive electronics and other items from a marine supply store, and these thieves had no shame. They just...
Surveillance video inside this Fort Lauderdale West Marine capturing a brazen group of thieves helping themselves to anything they can get their hands on and then walking right out the front doors. Watch as these two men pose as customers while walking past an employee carrying 4 GPS units. When the crooks realize they've been spotted, they bolt to a car waiting for them in the parking lot. On this day, a woman and man are seen doing the same thing, only this time making off with Marine speakers.
Thieves run in, a woman runs for her life as crooks with hammers go to work at the Nuri Hallmark and Jewelry store at Coral Ridge Mall. It was a terrifying heist. He tells us he just stocked the cases with jewelry for Valentine's Day. He showed us pictures of what was there. Now it's all gone as the crooks smashed the display cases and grabbed what they could. And they knew right where to go.
Merchandise, where is the big item, big heavy stuff.
At one point, one of the robbers was about to leave, but suddenly decides to go back for more, just as a third man casually walks in. This man doesn't even have his face covered. It's around that same time Hassan said they made a threat. That's when Hassan took action, and we see a chair fly across the counter.
But I didn't know they were going to pull a gun on me or not. Then I threw the chair on him.
Not only was jewelry snatched, but there was expensive damage. Watch as one of the crooks bumps his case filled with expensive Yadro statues. The shelves collapse, leaving a heap of broken figurines. 34 seconds after it began, it was all over. The three raced out to a waiting car right at the front door of the mall.
That he realized just how this heist had happened, watching as burglars used an abrasive saw to cut right through the security cables holding their pricey targets.
It's just incredible, you know.
It happened just after 1 this morning. 2 men started by cutting through the chain and cable holding the gate closed.
They had a TS420 steel cut-off saw.
Something just like what's sold inside the Scarborough store where the 2 thieves were headed. You can clearly see the marks from where the thieves sawed right through the lock on this door. They were only inside the store for about 5 minutes, and it looks like they knew exactly what they were going for. Along with 2 large saws, the thieves also got away with 2 generators, 2 snow blowers.
Most of the trimmers were on up there.
Multiple trimmers, and several leaf blowers. DeMilto believed they were doing crime-wise as well, backing a U-Haul truck right up to the door for easy access and a quick escape. Police are now investigating, and DeMilto is left in disbelief. It's only the second time in 40 years he's ever had a break-in.
The incident occurred in one city in India. It would seem that everything is okay, just a group of people buying some cloth in a textile store, but pay attention to the 2 girls standing to the left of the storefront. While all other people play the role of interested buyers, these women brazenly steal fabric. And the only tools they need are their hands and their long skirts. It seems this is a common robbing method because girls can steal not only some pieces of fabric this way. Here we can see how this hardware store becomes the victim of women's skirts. It might seem strange, but the seller didn't say anything when the customers took a chair and sat down next to a shelf. We never saw something like that, but maybe this is a special store? For several minutes, the girls just sat and looked around from time to time. But as soon as the guard left the door, the long skirt lovers set to work. One neat move and the laptop is in the right place. However, the thieves didn't think they were being recorded by the surveillance camera, and they became internet stars. We weren't able to find out whether the criminals were punished like the seller. The group leader steals something. In this case, the chosen one was the girl on the left. She did her work just fine though. As soon as she managed to pick up the jewelry, the seller immediately noticed her. But the girl did everything quickly, and no one saw anything. We don't know if these thieves go through some special education, but if that's so, then our next hero did not miss a single lesson. In order not to spend his money in the store, this man first imperceptibly puts a drink in his pocket, and then a whole box of crackers or chips. What a daredevil. Perhaps he thinks he is the king or the boss of this place. Otherwise, how to explain his ability to steal with a straight face, and even next to other buyers? At first glance, it seems that this guy is just crazy. First he's walking sideways, then backwards, then again sideways, just walking around the household appliances. What is he thinking? And here's the answer. He's walking like that, trying to reach the exit from the store, and now everything is clear. All this time, the guy just had a TV in his hands.
Ain't it? All right. Bruh.
It was about 9:30 last night when the gunman strolls in, holding his right hand out of sight. The clerk picked up on that immediately and reached back for his gun, already in his back pocket. But he says it felt like do it or die.
I didn't even think about it. I just pulled the gun.
The alleged gunman, Emmanuel Ham, got away, but showed up at a local hospital a little...
At 3:15 a.m., a customer drops by and buys a banana. He leaves and then returns. After a few words with the clerk, it becomes clear. What he really wants is the money. The attacker pulls out a knife. And it's met by the clerk's machete. In the middle of the battle, the clerk hits the button on the wall that electronically locks the front door. The suspect is trapped. Outside the store is a female accomplice. And before the clerk knows what's happening, she starts engaging him. Meanwhile, the original suspect has used the diversion of his accomplice to go back into the store to get the cash. Back outside, the clerk has turned his attention to the suspect's car. The goal, he later told cops, was to make the car easier for police to identify. The male suspect takes the cash and goes to the defense of his car and his accomplice. They flee the scene. Incredible trying to get out. A young man can be seen on surveillance entering this cell phone store, but he has no intention of buying a cell phone. Karina Leone is working behind the counter, just out of view of the camera. The man reaches into his waistband to grab his gun. The suspect immediately demands that Karina give him the cash. But the brave employee believes this is the same man who robbed the store 2 weeks ago. The owner makes it clear, not this time. Being told no, the suspect paces, then heads to the office in the back of the store, and Karina makes her move. Not sit well with the suspect. Frustrated and momentarily defeated, the man remembers he has a gun. Then the suspect finds a front door key behind the counter. But there is another problem. Those bullets fired earlier damaged the lock so badly, the key won't work. There is only one thing left to do.
Help, please.
Throw himself on the mercy of those who locked him in.
I'm sorry, please.
And perhaps seek divine intervention.
Please. 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 Please.
Two armed robbers caught on camera walking into a Valero gas station near Fort Lauderdale. Once they are inside, pistol whipping the clerk in the head and demanding cash from the register. This happened Wednesday afternoon, rummaging through the register collecting the cash, forcing the clerk on the ground and demanding he give him the gun he knows he's hiding. The suspects taking off with money, the gun, and 2 cartons of cigarettes. What they didn't know was that the clerk was hiding a second gun and wasn't afraid to use it or chase after them.
They ran out through the alleyway, and then my guy went behind him and shot at them.
I just heard like a couple gunshots. When they tried to rob him, they ended up shooting him. So if he shot at them, they deserved it.
One of the suspects hit by a bullet and was dropped off at a fire station in Hollywood. The Broward Sheriff's Office confirming that suspect died.